The Sparrow and the Falcon, a lesson in humility. In a quiet corner of the forest, beneath the wide open sky, lived a small sparrow. He was humble, often ignored, and rarely noticed by the proud eagles or chatty parrots. He did not possess bright feathers or a loud voice. His life was simple, gathering seeds, chirping softly, and sleeping in the thickets. But deep down, the sparrow had a dream. He dreamed of flying higher, so high he could touch the clouds. Every day he would look up and sigh as falcons and eagles soared above him. One bright morning, while the birds gathered near the river to drink and preen, a majestic falcon descended gracefully onto a branch nearby. He was elegant, fierce, and powerful, the king of the skies. The other birds cleared space, whispering praises. The sparrow, trembling with nervous excitement, fluttered forward. "Mighty Falcon," he chirped, "I've always admired your strength and flight. Would you take me up with you just once? I want to know how the world looks from above the clouds." The falcon narrowed his eyes and studied the small bird. "Why should I?" he asked. The sparrow replied, "Not for pride, but to learn, to feel what I could never reach alone." Something in the sparrow's tone touched the falcon, and with a nod he said, "Very well, climb on." The sparrow leaped onto the falcon's back, his tiny claws holding tight. They flew. Higher and higher, slicing through winds, past tall mountains into cold, clear air. Below, rivers turned into silver lines, trees looked like dots, and the sky stretched endlessly. At first, the sparrow was silent, overwhelmed with wonder. But the pride crept in. He stood upright on the falcon's back and shouted to the birds below, "Look at me! Look how high I soar! I'm not like you ground scratchers anymore. I belong with the skies." Some birds were confused, others were hurt. This wasn't the sparrow they knew. The falcon turned his head slightly and said, "You speak proudly now, little one, but did you forget who's carrying you?" The sparrow, still caught in his ego, said, "It doesn't matter, I'm above you all now." With a slow, graceful motion, the falcon tilted his wings. The sparrow lost his grip and fell. Tumbling, spinning, feathers flailing, he cried out, not from pain. He had flown high, yes, but not by his own wings. He crashed into the soft bushes near the riverbank, bruised but alive. As the other birds gathered, no one mocked him. They simply waited. The sparrow stood up, shook off the dust, and bowed his head. "I was foolish," he said. "I flew too high on pride and forgot to be grateful." From that day on, the sparrow lived differently. He still sang, still fluttered about, but now with kindness, humility, and respect. And whenever he looked up at the sky, he smiled, not with envy, but with peace. True greatness is not in how high you rise, but in how you treat others when you're high. Pride without gratitude leads to a fall, but humility always lifts us again.